Just a little bit different of a video for you today. I did something different. You'll hear me in just a second here. Homemade jerky. This stuff is delicious. And this is what I did to make it. So today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I went to the store to pick up some fish. I've been craving, I don't know, salmon or some type of a fish. And I like sockeye salmon wild caught. Well, I went to the store. They didn't have the wild caught sockeye salmon. They only had farm raised, and I'm not really hip on that. I did find some wild caught haddock, and it looked really good. It was frozen already, so it would take a while to thaw out. And I actually had it, and I was happy. I was getting ready to leave, getting ready to go pay for it, and so I was walking up to the register. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm on a beef, butter, bacon, and egg challenge. Haddock, salmon, don't go with that. So I went and put it back. And I'm like, now what the hell am I going to have? Because I feel like having something that's different. So as I'm walking back to put the haddock back into the freezer, I think to myself, hey, wait a minute. I haven't made jerky in a long time. I can make my own beef jerky. Yeah, I'm ready for it. So I picked up some very lean ground beef. It's 96.4, so that when it goes through the dehydrator, it doesn't leave a lot of grease down below, and it dehydrates properly. So I'm going to take you along with what I do to make this. Now, I might trigger a couple of you because I do use seasoning when I make my jerky, but it is a zero sugar seasoning, so I don't care. Alright, so this is what I got here. This is the 96.4 ground beef, and this is 1 pound. This is the seasoning I'm going to be using. This Carnivore Companion. Oh, where is it at here? So I know the ingredients there. It's hickory smoked salt, sea salt, chili powder, black pepper, and garlic and onion. There's no sugar involved in this here. Carnivore Companion is a absolutely great company that you can buy nice seasonings from. So I would highly encourage you to give them a try. I'm not sponsored by Carnivore Companion. It's a company from a guy known as the Carnivore Chef. His name is Reed. And he has some great recipes on his Carnivore Chef channel. I've used actually quite a few of them just because they are really good. Now, it's got 1 pound of ground beef in here. To that, I'm actually going to add 2 teaspoons of the seasoning, and that's just to make sure it has enough flavor. This is very flavorful stuff, but when you do it like this, for whatever reason, it seems like it doesn't keep the flavor all that well with whatever you're putting in there. Now you want to mix this through and through and get a really good mix into it. You can hear the in the background the pitter patter. My Pomeranian and the Dalmatian here are smelling the meat, and they're really kind of begging for it, but they'll get over it. They don't need any. They've already had their share today. But the whole thing you want to do is you want to get this here mixed in really well so that the flavor is in everything that you're doing on this here. So you want to leave it kind of like this here, so that's what it's going to look like. And I'm going to grab my dehydrator trays and my dehydrator, and I'll be bringing that out here. I'll be putting this into my jerky gun, and I think I'm going to use it as the rope, or maybe I'll use the flat. I haven't done the flat jerky in a while, so I'll be back in just a moment here and we'll see what I got. Okay, so I realized I had it that far back. So this is what I'm going to do. Alright, this is my jerky gun. I'm not showing you the tip yet. I generally take the meat after I've seasoned it and break it up in big enough pieces that they'll fit into here but won't stick to the sides, so I can get it all the way down to the bottom. And I do wear gloves through most of the processes on this, just for food safety, because food safety still is important, even if you're dehydrating and canning and doing stuff like that. Now this jerky gun is only supposed to fit 3/4 of a pound, and the amount of meat that I just had in here was supposed to be 1 pound, although I did not put it on a scale outside of its container to actually check. I just got it all in here, so it's doubtful that this was actually a full pound of ground beef. But I was charged for a full pound. Alright, and now there you go. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a flat tip on this. And this is generally just what I do here, is I just do it like this. I do strips about that size. And these are actually good snack size, so that you don't have to worry about it. I don't care how many ounces these are. It doesn't really matter. What matters is if you eat it and it satisfies you, so that you're not going out and getting something else. You know what I'm saying? So and that's all I'm looking to do, is make a couple of nice jerky strips, and I can enjoy these, my wife can enjoy these, my son, if he cares to, can enjoy it. He doesn't eat the way I do, but that's not important. Hopefully one day he will start eating this way. I would encourage anybody that has kids to try to get them to do it this way, because it does make a big difference in health. Alright, I just moved some of the stuff around to get a little more room here. This piece broke, that piece broke. I just added that back into the jerky gun so I can make some more strips. It's not that difficult to do. I just got to push some of this air back out before it starts working right. what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this all onto a 1 pound batch onto each of these racks. I might not do a 1 pound rack on the next one just because this is pretty packed in here. So I got a couple more pounds to do, so this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of them. I'm gonna probably do a smokestack. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do a smokestack. That'd be this one here. So this one here's got an awesome flavor. It's got a little bit of a tang to it, a little bit of a bite, but not that much that anybody can't handle it. And then while I was grabbing that one there, this one here just kind of jumped out at me, so I gotta do this one too. I gotta use a Carnivore Companion, the taco flavored jerky. Man, that's gonna be awesome right there. I already know that because I've done that before. So this is what I'm gonna be doing today, and we'll see you back here in just a moment. I'm gonna do a couple more trays of these. Okay, this one here is the smokestack that I'm doing now. So I just added the seasoning into this here. Now it's time to mix it all in together. So I got this one mixed up. I got it put into the jerky gun here. And these first couple are always the most difficult ones to get because it's pushing the air out of the gun. So now the other way I've done jerky, I didn't use this particular dehydrator. I've made jerky using my smoker, and with the smoker I do this here onto just a regular wire rack that's got the cross hatches in it so that it holds and it doesn't fall through. You don't have to pack it as well, but I like it like this here. On here it just seems to, for me, it has a better texture. The flavor isn't always better. So when you use a smoker, I can actually put a different type of wood pellet into the pellet grill to get a different smoked flavor into the meat. But I'm actually using enough of the Carnivore Companion seasoning. I don't need that extra smoke flavor in here. This will be just fine. So I don't have all that much left, so I'm going to switch and go back to this way. I'm hoping the way I did it like this here will make a difference as to being able to get this here all onto this one rack a little bit better. It may have and it may not have. I don't know. So like this big long one here, I can cut this one in half once it's done and smoked. Same with this one here. See, you get to this point now, and that's all the further that he'll push out. You end up with like this much meat left over. And basically what I do is I take that out, I put it back into a pile here, and this will end up being used at the end on the last rack. So that's the last two that I've done. So that'll end up being used on the next one, or the last one. The last tray on the very bottom will have the three blends mixed together on that tray, and it's what do you want to call it, garbage pail jerky, but it's going to be some good stuff. Now this one here, this is the taco shake, the taco seasoning. Doing the same thing. It's 2 teaspoons for a pound of ground beef, and it should be plenty because you can smell it so strong in here. But once it gets all mixed up and pushed through the gun, it's not nearly as powerful of a smell. It's just that initial smell because the seasoning is fresh out of the container and on top before it gets mixed into the meat. Once it gets mixed into the meat, it has a mild smell, so you know it's going to be delicious. Alright, so this is the final one. This is the taco. And once I'm done with this taco one, I'll be mixing the scraps from the last one together so that we have these all together and we can have a 4th ring. Alright, now this was the taco one, and you see I'm just taking the excess meat, putting that back in there, trying to get out what I can from here. Some of this here won't come out. Actually, I think I can get it all like this. Perfect. So now this isn't a whole lot of meat. This is only going to cover up just a little bit of the on the bottom one here. It's only going to get a couple of strips, but you know, that's, you can't let it go to waste. The other thing that you could do with this here is you could make a burger out of it, a burger patty, and cook that separately. I could grab the rope, dye to make a different style and put that on the bottom. I can push most of that out when I get to the end with my finger, so I think I'm going to do that. Alright, so I got that mixed up, and I didn't put any additional seasonings into it. I did change out this here to a rope instead. So this comes out just as it sounds. It's a thin rope. And when it comes to the end of this one, I'm able to basically stick my finger, mostly my pinky finger, pretty far into this here to get this here to come out. And I get just about everything out of it that way. In the past, most of my jerky I've made has been this rope style jerky, just because it's easier to do. So yeah, this is where it gets to be the end, and then it just comes down to having the patience to work the meat through like that. You know, it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but it is what it is. And I'm not wasting any of the meat using this one here, where if I use the flat one, I can't get it all out into usable, dehydratable pieces. And this here, I can. So, just a little bit in there, that's it. This one here is just kind of jacked up, but this is what you get. So that one's This one here is the 3 different flavors mixed together. This one is my taco. This one is the smokestack. And this one here is the steak dust. I'm going to get these onto the dehydrator and get that up here. Ha! Yep, there goes the bell. Get that all set up and I'll be right back. Alright, that's the bottom tray. That's the base for it. And these here just sit right on top. Like that, nice and even all the way around. Get the top on here nice and even. And it's set to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Plug it in. Now it starts. 6 hours from now, 5 hours from now, it depends upon how well it dehydrates. It is pretty full, so it might take a full 6 hours, but in 6 hours, I'll have jerky. Alright, so there's my dehydrating setup, and those are the seasonings that I did. I did the smokestack, or steak dust smokestack, and the taco shake. So I have 3 full racks of each of those, and then the bottom rack is the leftover bits from each of the 3 made into the rope version. So that's that. Alright, so almost 6 hours later, this is what it looks like. This is the taco one here. That's the smokestack, and that's the steak dust. So, yes, I have tried this. It is delicious. Alright, so that's what I did this afternoon. I made some jerky. It's on the counter, still cooling off. I'm going to let it cool off for a little while, and then I'll end up throwing it into vacuum bags so that I can store it in the fridge and use that through the next week or so. I might do another one tomorrow just to have, a 3-pound batch today, 3-pound batch tomorrow. When it dehydrates, you don't get all of that because it takes a lot of the moisture out of it. So you get tremendously less than what you're actually starting with. But let me know what you think. Have you ever done this before? Leave me a comment. Let me know. You guys have a great night. We'll talk to you later.